Calling all stats merchants.
Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H.
Beep beep. Beep beep. Calling all stats merchants. Calling all stats merchants. Your distress signal has been answered. Calling all stats merchants. 3 assists, energy in 2 games. Calling all stats merchants. 11 assists away from breaking the record of assists in the Premier League season. Calling all stats merchants. Calling all stats merchants. Guys, I had to do this vid. Brighton, and I believe, is it Glenn Murray? I think he's one of the top scorers this season. I had to do this vid because whenever you have a victory over an opponent which everybody thought would go unbeaten, I thought City would go unbeaten, then it's like, okay, what's going to happen? You know, are they still going to be able to ride blah, 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 blah. It could be on a real big high and then half up to a real big low. But Chelsea, obviously, maybe due to the opponents, kept to the false 9. But passed the ball, kept the ball, moved the ball, and had the whole passing move that has pretty much been known very well of the Sarri team. And I do believe that they were not able to do that based on an approach that Sarri had. Because Sarri knew that against City, these guys can keep the ball better than us because they've been doing this longer than we've been doing it. So we have to be quick and direct with the ball. But against this Brighton side, we can be a bit more patient and a bit more methodical in breaking these guys down. But I'm going to have 3 talking points, maybe 4, but 3 talking points. Because I want to talk about Hazard, I want to talk about Willian, and I want to talk about Alonso. I want to talk about these three dudes. But I'll say Hazard to last. I'll save Hazard to last. So let's just deal with Willian and Alonso right now. I want to deal first with Alonso. I remember watching Alonso back in the days for Fiorentina, and when I saw him for Fiorentina, I was like, "Hi, great." He really offers a lot attacking wise, very similar to Marcelo. Offers a lot coming forward. Defensively, he's all right. Defensively, not that great, not that secure defensively, but just that he's really good on the ball and he can pretty much he feels very much at home in the midfield area of one touch, boom, being very technical and being very good and quick on the ball. Now the issue arises is this, and especially when you look at this game here. Shout out to Brighton. Shout out to Brighton. This is still a very decent side, and people do not give Chris Hughton enough credit. But in this game specifically, looking at Alonso, if Alonso isn't scoring, what else is he doing that is good? Because again, you're looking at in this game here, he didn't score. Defensively, he's just not on point. He's not very secure defensively. He does not time his tackles well. Forget about his tackles. He's just general positioning, because a lot of defending, especially when you're not just defending, whether you're defending in the right back, left back, or centre back. But if your positioning is great, you don't need to tackle. That's the whole point. If your positioning is great, you don't have to tackle, because all you're doing is intercepting, just reading the game and just getting to the ball before the opponent gets to the ball. But his positioning is so bad. I just think his basic defensive qualities are just so bad that is really a weak point for Chelsea. And if you ain't scoring, and put goals to one side, what did he do that really contributed positively in this game? Not a lot. Not a lot. You know, it's not like when Marcelo is on song, or what's your boy Alba, what your boy Alaba does. Because when you look at Alba and Alaba, they do it 2 ways. Great going forward. They understand they're great going defensively as well. They understand we're defenders. Yes, we are wing backs. They're more up and down, but we understand what we're doing back there as well. So for Alonso, bro, man, I mean, you've got to be better on the ball. Better decision making. You've also got to do your defensive work. You've also got to be good defensively. And I think Brighton should have exploited that a lot more. I think that they should have put much more dangerous players there. And I feel that they should have really focused more on the right and really tried to exploit and really try to isolate Alonso a lot more and get some good cheddar there to try and cross balls. And I don't think they really took advantage of that. Willian literally is like night and day. when Willian has a great game, whoo, he's great. The guy is great. Things come off. He's getting past guys. That trademark dribble that he does keeps on coming off. He's creating chances, creating opportunities, he's creating situations, he's making ground. When Willian doesn't have a good game, you sit back and say, bro, as far as top players go, as far as top players go, I believe he has probably the worst decision making for a player. Okay, for as far as players who play in the top sides, in a certain position, I can't think of any other player who has worse decision making. Why did you dribble there? Okay, fine, you dribble. Why would you do that kind of dribble? The guy's there to pass to. Why are you dribbling backwards? Why are you dribbling sideways? You could easily get, like, there are times when he starts moving around with the ball and say, what the hell are you doing? Where are you going? You're literally dribbling into the center of the pitch where where the majority of the opponent's players are. So I think for Willian, man, I just think it's a thing of where, especially when you're in the system and everything, and it goes to football as well, your decision making has got to be on point. You cannot be playing at this level and have this kind of decision making. And I think that as a manager, I can't ride with that. I can't ride with a player who is Willian is in extremes. It's very rare that you have a Willian that maybe it was like last season, but especially in this season, it literally is either everything he does is right and it's just super effective for the majority of the game, or he has a game like this where I'm like, bro, this is everything you're doing. You're losing the ball in places where you shouldn't lose the ball. You're misplacing passes. You're making ill-advised dribble, because I'm a huge fan of dribbling. Look, man, if anybody loves dribbling, it's me. And if anybody will forgive or copy play for dribblers, it's me. That's where I come from. That's the culture I come from in Nigeria, is for dribblers. But two things. There is a time and a place to dribble. Sometimes, this isn't the right time to dribble. Look up, try, and if you can make a forward pass, or just keep possession of the ball. The second thing is, choose the kind of dribble that you're going to do. Choose the kind of dribble that you're going to do. Don't choose a dribble that's going to make you go into danger and potentially lose you the ball and cause the team to not have a counter-attack and then score from that counter-attack. That's crazy. That's madness. So, yeah, man. Again, tell me guys what you think. I mean, I'm not being too harsh on Willian and everything. That's just how I'm just viewed, being the football analyst that I am. The Garden of Eden. You see, I know what the haters were going to say. I know, because see, for me, I can enter into the psyche of haters. Brighton, he doesn't do it against good side. What's Brighton? If he does it against average side, he's not that good. He's not top 3. Only if he does it against the top side will I put him in the top 3. That's what the haters will say, and yes, that's how haters speak. And what is my response to that? Man City are the defending champions. He didn't have 2 assists there. Do you know how much stuff Hazard has to do? Brighton aren't a crap side. Brighton, they're not a crap side. This is still a very good side away from home. But my key thing here is that I don't judge Hazard based on stats. I don't. I look at the full picture of, because again, only if you're watching the game do you see how much Hazard does. Think about this. He's required to score. He's required to create. He's required to be the points man. He's required to constantly hold the ball. And he's pretty much the pivotal points of the game. How many teams... Wait, apart from Messi, name any other player who's required to be the playmaker and the goal scorer. I'll wait. Apart from Messi, tell me another player who is required to be the playmaker and the goal scorer. I'll wait. You're done? You can't think of any? Okay, cool. So, all I ask is, because again, I told you, because that's what everyone said in my other vid. I told you, I'm a complicated Chelsea fan. Above anything, I'm a football fan. I am a fan of football. So whatever team you play for, whoever you play for, if you're a footballer, I'm on his side. I'm on his side. And you have to just appreciate the talent that Hazard has. Because when you look at that assist that he played for Pedro, look at how he took out 3 men, took them out of the game, and did that cutback. Again, threw ball into Hazard, getting the momentum to get into one-on-one situation. Morata misses. Morata misses. Giroud, it's touch and go. That's the sick thing. That is the sick thing. Hazard isn't the striker of this team. He is not the striker of this team. The 2 strikers, I cannot guarantee that they score that one-on-one. Do you know how sick that is? No, scratch that. Morata misses. I'm putting cash down that he misses. Giroud, it's touch and go. In that situation with Giroud, it's touch and go. But for Hazard, I'm like, oh, even when that happened, I was like, I think we are. I think we are. I think now that ball's in the net. That's sick. That is sick. He's the playmaker. He's the creative force. And he should be the goal scorer as well. So when guys say, oh my gosh, he's not scored in 9, 10 games, I say, are you mentally ill? Are you mentally ill or sick in the head? Whoever said Hazard is a goal scorer, Messi is a freak of nature. Messi is a flipping alien, extraterrestrial freak of nature who makes and scores. And I'm seeing this guy now blow ball for Levante now. So forget Messi. He's not in this bloody competition. He's a flipping alien. Most mortals, mere mortals, you're either goal scorer or the playmaker. And as I said again, the only guy who successfully makes and scores other goals is Messi. He's the only player on this planet who makes and scores a ridiculous high volume of goals because he's an alien. He's not human. So for Hazard, scoring the amount of goals that he's done and the amount of assists that he's had, but put that to one side because that's why I see the start matches. I look at what he does in the game. Take the numbers away. He is the entire attack. Hazard is the entire attack. Everything goes through him. Every single thing goes through him. He is the man that he's carrying this team on his shoulders. And if you don't appreciate that or see that, I can't have a conversation with you about football. Garden of Eden, we salute you. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot patron page. Peace. Head over to the official site at harfootballhot.com or just click over here.